Driving in Australia is actually an awful lot of fun. Outside of the cities, almost every road is a back road. Only problem is you're driving on the opposite side of the road and everything is backwards. From the radio to the heater, you even got to shift with your left hand. We leave the coastal rainforest of Cape Tribulation and head inland to the beauty and mystique of the Australian outback, where the spaces are wide, people are few, and celebrated Aussie animals roam free. Oh, look at this right here, Jack. These are our first kangaroos, you guys. Wow. Out here, a journey down under reveals an amazing underground world. How many bats might be living in this tube?
Well, this time of year, maybe 10,000 or so.
Where fiery rivers of lava once flowed. This is just unbelievable in here, so immense. Under the ancient landscape of Undara Volcanic National Park. To get here from Cape Tribulation, we head south 90 miles to Cairns, then southwest about 150 miles to Undara. The sheer scale of Australia and the huge size of its open spaces are sometimes hard to grasp. Well, it's a nation about the same size as our contiguous 48 states, but with a population less than 2/3 that of California. And so you end up with scenes like this one, a vast, unpopulated eucalyptus forest, and out there, dozens of ancient volcanoes. The old volcanoes share this arid terrain with ancient forms of life we all associate with Australia, marsupials. So he is just right in there, blended in perfectly. You can't even
Hardly see him.
hardly see him. That fellow was a common wallaroo, one of over 50 species of kangaroos in Australia. And this fellow is Thomas Atkinson, a guide here at Undara Volcanic National Park. His ancestors moved into this remote region about a century and a half ago, and his grandmother helped establish the park. So Thomas really knows his kangaroos.
Kangaroos can't perspire, so when it gets hot, they have to lie down in the shade to keep cool.
These eastern gray kangaroos let us get close enough to appreciate their size.
He'll grow to 180 centimetres tall.
180 centimeters tall, which
He'll
is
look
about...
you in the eye. You know?
Look me in the eyes.
Probably look down at you a bit, actually. But,
When they're little, kangaroos are very cute. This little Joey's just learning to navigate on its own while staying close to the security of its mother's pouch. When it's full grown, it'll hop quickly through the forest.
these guys hop at just over 60 kilometres an hour. They're the fastest in Australia.
Kangaroos have lived here since before the time when these low-slung craters were active volcanoes. 190,000 years ago, they created immense caverns underground. Wow, look at them. I mean, this is huge. This is like a giant cathedral down here. Red-hot rivers of lava flowed through these underground tubes for decades.
With every bend, of course, the lava went up on the side, and you can see standing waves on the sides.
Wow, waves of lava up there.
Yeah. Eventually, when the eruption stopped, the lava drained away, leaving behind the skin that had formed around the outside. That's what we're standing in right here.
This tube is 62 miles long. The longest tube out here stretches 100 miles, making it the longest lava flow from a single crater anywhere on the planet.
It was a huge eruption. It's the equivalent, I think, to about 10 Hawaiian volcanoes all at once.
It's amazing to think that such a quiet, cool retreat had such a violent, white-hot birth. And now it's a protective home for thousands of bats. Right there, look at that. Wow.
These are eastern horseshoe bats, these ones here.
The bats fly from the tube to feed on insects as evening falls. And we ascend into a typical outback sunset. As the timeless sounds of nature settle in for the night. Birdsong also signals morning in the outback. We spent the night comfortably at the Undara Lava Lodge in restored 19th century railway cars. After a solid bush breakfast under the watchful eyes of the kookaburras, we're off again at the speed of an eastern gray, across the wide expanse of land as large as our own, but far less crowded, where rivers no longer run red, but the sky surely does. When we come back, we'll head to the beach for a